Hello, do you understand what web hosting is all about? Do you understand what it takes to host a website? Do you get that? Before you start talking about owning a website, before you start talking about building a website, you should understand web hosting. If you give someone your site to build for you, if you don't understand web hosting, sometimes you end to put yourself in a very big mess that you find it very difficult to come out of it. All right, so you can host, after hosting a website and your site expires, your hosting expires, what are you going to do? You're going to start looking for your web developer to help you host it. You should understand the concept of hosting so that even if you don't know how to build a website, you know what is there. All right, let me tell you, you don't need to be a web developer to host a website. There are difference between web hosting and a website. A website is a platform where people can access what you do. People can access what you are putting out there for people to see. For example, your business, your services, whatever you have, people will visit the website. They will see your services and your goods and services. Even if you are carrying out, even if you are selling, people will visit your site. They will contact you. They will buy from you. They will give you a job and so on and so forth. That is a website. Now, for people to see that's your website. For a website to be visible, for someone to see it, that is where hosting comes in. First thing first, you have a domain name. Domain name is, I'm going to break it down. I might not finish all here, so in the next, just follow us so that you will learn more. Let me start from the scratch, which is a domain name, before we come to hosting. You have to first of all decide on your domain name. Domain name is simply the name that can be used to identify you on a website. The name that can be used to identify you on the internet. The name that can be used that are associated with your website. That name is unique. You only one that will have that name in the whole world. And if someone has used the name, you have to put something to it, or you change the name, look for a name that has not been used. That's what I mean by domain name. So let me give you an example. Facebook.com is a domain name. Facebook.com is a domain name. YouTube is a domain name. Google is a domain name. Jumia is a domain name. Konga is a domain name. Gigi is a domain name. And so on and so forth. These names, you can't see it anywhere in the world where someone is using it. Anyone who is interested in any of these names I've mentioned, it cannot be the same. You must have one thing that differentiates it. Either they put dot here, or they put one number here, or they put one letter here to differentiate it. So that's what the domain name is. After you have chosen the domain name, what next? You register the domain name. You register it just like the way you register in corporate affairs. When you register for limited, business name, and so on and so forth. The same way you register that domain name. There are various hosting companies you can register. Then when you've registered, then you host. After registering, then you host it. Because that registration, you have to pay. You pay to the company, then it will be registered. And no one will use it all over the world. After that, then you host it. Sometimes you do both of them. Some companies, you run to two of them, say, please register this and host it for me at the same time. They will do the both of them, and they register it, they will host it at the same time. Then within a day or within 24 hours or less than 24 hours, your domain name will be out there, and your domain name will be hosted. Once you type www.yourdomainname.com, it will be out. Then you see something like this site is under construction. At that stage, what happens at that stage? When you must have hosted, registered and hosted, the next thing is for you to start developing your site. Or if you have developed your site already, you integrate it or you install it in your cPanel. Because after you must have registered, you have what is called cPanel. After you must have done your registration, you must have hosted, you have your cPanel. We see which stands for control panel. From there, that's where you start building your site. Okay, so there are more things to talk about. To talk about how to build a website, how to host, the process of hosting. Keep following us. Drop your message on the content box there. Right there, I'm here to answer you. But please like this thing, share it, subscribe so you get more of our teachings. I'll be teaching regular for you to be learning, and for you to get what we are saying, and for you to understand what is happening. Have a great day. Bye.